Just when things were starting to look promising for the Los Angeles Chargers, disaster strikes. Imagine signing a record-breaking contract, $114 million, with $92 million guaranteed, only to suffer a potentially season-ending injury days later. That's exactly what happened to star left tackle Rashawn Slater. During practice on Thursday, Slater went down with a non-contact injury to his left leg and had to be carted off the field. The early fear? A torn ACL. And while we await official confirmation, if true, it's a devastating blow, not just for Slater, but for quarterback Justin Herbert and the entire Chargers offense. With expectations sky-high entering the 2025 NFL season, under second-year head coach Jim Harbaugh, this injury might shake the foundation of LA's offensive line plans. Let's break down exactly what this means and why Chargers fans should be very concerned heading into the season. Rashawn Slater isn't just another offensive lineman. He's one of the best in the business. Drafted in the first round in 2021, he quickly earned a reputation as a rock-solid pass protector and earned second-team All-Pro honors as a rookie. His value to the Chargers was never in doubt, which is why they rewarded him just 10 days ago with a 4-year extension worth $114 million, making him the highest-paid offensive lineman in the NFL. That's an average of $28.5 million per year. But now, that contract comes with concern, as LA may not see a return on that investment in 2025 if the ACL fears are confirmed. It's a tough pill to swallow for a franchise that's built much of its offensive identity around Slater's ability to anchor the left side and give Justin Herbert the time he needs to operate at elite levels. According to multiple reports, the injury occurred during routine drills, with no contact from another player, often the most dreaded type of injury. Teammates immediately surrounded Slater, and the mood at Chargers camp turned somber fast. The cart came out, and Slater was taken off the field, visibly frustrated. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that the team fears a torn ACL, although official test results are pending. This isn't Slater's first battle with injury. He missed most of the 2022 season with a biceps tear, but an ACL is a different beast. Rehab timelines can range from 9 to 12 months, meaning even a best-case scenario likely wipes out his entire 2025 season. That leaves the Chargers with a major problem at one of the most important positions in football. So what now? Well, early signs point to the Chargers shifting rookie Joe Alt, who was expected to start at right tackle, to the left side to replace Slater. Alt is talented, no doubt, but that's a huge responsibility for a rookie fresh out of Notre Dame. Trey Pipkins would then likely slide into the right tackle spot where he has more experience. The team made a similar move in Week 18 last season when Slater didn't play. It worked then, but can it work for an entire season? And more importantly, how will these moves affect the interior of the offensive line? It's a domino effect, and when one big piece like Slater goes down, it can cause the entire structure to weaken. Here's where things get even more worrisome. Even before Slater's injury, the interior of the Chargers' offensive line was considered a liability. Left guard, center, and right guard were major question marks heading into the season, with Zion Johnson and Trey Pipkins graded poorly in 2024 by Pro Football Focus, ranking near the bottom in pass-blocking efficiency. The margin for error was already thin, and while Mekhi Becton was signed to stabilize the right guard spot, he posted similarly poor efficiency numbers last season. The hope was that having elite tackles would help compensate for the interior weaknesses. With Slater gone, that safety net just disappeared, and suddenly, Justin Herbert's protection is looking a whole lot shakier. Justin Herbert is a top-tier quarterback. Big arm, sharp decision-making, elite accuracy. But no quarterback, no matter how talented, can thrive with consistent pressure up the middle and from the blind side. Last season, Herbert faced his share of hits and injuries, and the Chargers were counting on a stronger offensive line to keep him upright in 2025. With Slater likely out and a rookie replacing him, plus an interior that's one of the NFL's weakest on paper, Herbert could be under duress all season. That impacts play calling, confidence, and even long-term health. For a franchise quarterback in the prime of his career, that's a nightmare scenario, and a major reason why this injury could alter the Chargers' entire season trajectory. What's especially frustrating for Chargers fans is that the warning signs were there. The left guard and center positions were glaring needs heading into the offseason. Yet despite a deep draft class and solid free agent options, the Chargers largely ignored those spots. It seemed like the front office was banking on the strength of their tackles to protect Herbert and mask interior issues. Now that one of those tackles is potentially out for the season, that gamble looks worse than ever. Teams with Super Bowl ambitions can't afford to take shortcuts on the offensive line. And yet, that's exactly what LA did, and now they're paying the price. The big question now, can the Chargers adapt and overcome this setback? There's still talent on the roster. Joe Alt has huge upside, and Herbert can make magic happen even under pressure. The coaching staff, led by Harbaugh and offensive line coach Jim Harbaugh, will have to get creative. That might mean bringing in a veteran free agent, reshuffling assignments again, or leaning more heavily on short passing and run-heavy schemes. But in a competitive AFC West, where you're facing elite pass rushers like Max Crosby and Chris Jones twice a year, there's very little margin for error. The Slater injury doesn't just hurt. It might reshape the entire blueprint for the Chargers in 2025. Jim Harbaugh came to LA with a clear mission: turn this talented but underachieving team into a consistent contender. Year 1 brought changes in culture, structure, and preparation. Year 2 was supposed to bring results. But a head coach is only as good as his foundation. And for Harbaugh, that foundation just took a major hit. Slater was supposed to be one of the cornerstones of his offense. Now, Harbaugh's ability to pivot, adapt, and keep the team competitive without one of his top players will be tested immediately. His reputation as a strong motivator and tactician is on the line, and how he handles this situation could define his early tenure in LA. As we await the official diagnosis on Rashawn Slater, the early signs point to a difficult road ahead for the Chargers. One injury doesn't define a season, but losing a franchise left tackle, especially after investing a historic contract in him, changes everything. The Chargers now face tough decisions. Do they trust their current depth, seek outside help, or completely reshape the offense to protect Herbert? There's still talent on this roster, and it's far too early to declare the season over. But let's be real, this is a major test for the Chargers' resilience, depth, and front office decision-making. And for Justin Herbert, the pressure, literally and figuratively, is only just beginning. Injuries are a brutal reality in the NFL, and every team knows it. But what separates contenders from pretenders is how well a team prepares for them. The Chargers have had a rough injury history over the past few years, not just with linemen, but at nearly every position group. This Rashawn Slater injury isn't an isolated event. It's part of a larger trend that calls into question the team's depth planning. With the league now emphasizing versatility, many successful franchises are drafting and developing linemen who can play multiple spots, something the Chargers haven't prioritized enough. That lack of depth is now being exposed, and it's putting added strain on young players like Joe Alt to develop faster than planned. It's also a reminder that big-name talent is only one piece of the puzzle. You need quality depth and insurance policies in a league where no player is ever fully safe from injury. The news of Slater's injury hit hard, not just with fans, but within the Chargers locker room. Several teammates were seen visibly shaken during practice, and that kind of emotional moment can affect team morale. Rashawn Slater isn't just a key player, he's a leader on and off the field. His absence creates a leadership vacuum that others will now need to fill. Fans, meanwhile, are frustrated, and understandably so. After years of almost seasons and near misses, 2025 was supposed to be the year the Chargers finally put it all together. Instead, they're already facing major adversity before the first snap of the regular season. The mood online has shifted from optimism to concern, and now it's up to the coaching staff and front office to restore faith in the team's direction. That won't be easy, with a crucial piece of the offensive puzzle potentially gone for the year. So what should fans and analysts watch for